Hello, hello, you beautiful soul. So, I was sitting with Spirit this morning and I channeled in a message for the womb man, for the woman, okay? And it's not for the woman. This message isn't just for women, okay? It was more so about the woman, okay? So last night it was a full moon. It's still full moon energy in Scorpio, the flower moon. Um, and I took advantage of this energy last night to release whatever I needed that was, at the time ready to be released, right? What better time than the present? So I took full advantage of this. And as I was sitting in bed last night, or laying there rather, as I was laying in bed, getting ready to go to sleep, I was felt a few tears that needed to be shed, right? I was like, I feel like there's something in there and I want it to come out. And I would like it to come up and out now while I'm awake, one as I look up. And as I was just laying there, I was kind of just going through my mind to see what could be triggered, right? And I'm a crazy like that, right? You can consider me a masochist at times. I like a little bit of pain. So I'm like, yeah, let's go into it. Let's see if I can be triggered, if there's something that needs to be released. And as I was sitting in this energy, I started to pick up, first it was like Nyx energy, 144 as I look up. Then it was Hecate, then it was Isis, and it was Persephone, and then Mary Magdalene and the Virgin Mary, and just all of the divine feminine energies just started funneling in around me and just sitting with me, right? And it was so beautiful because at first it was this dark feminine energy. And then Persephone was there to kind of bridge the gap between the two light feminine and dark feminine energies. And then in came the light feminines, and they all just sat here with me in this energy, 222 as I look up. And really just were reassuring me of how safe I was, right? And I had just like maybe two tears. That was all I had left to release at that moment. That's all that needed to come out. And so I was like, okay, that's cool. But they just were sitting with me and they've been with me in spirit since that moment. And for my own personal journey and experience, I've been going through all kinds of different initiations and upgrades and activations. And as you know, I'm sure you have too, right? And so through this process, I've been channeling more of the Sophia energy, right? The divine feminine, the creator God energy. Like God is a woman. Okay. And that's what I was getting, is that God is the woman. That was very specific that came through. It said, Spirit was saying that there's no need for sacrifice on this planet, right? That is a false belief that we have to sacrifice, or that, there needs to be a blood sacrifice at any point ever for any reason, right? And why is this? Spirit was saying that the woman is the Lamb of God, okay? She bleeds freely. And I was getting this message about how this earth is covered in her blood, okay? She bleeds constantly through her daughters, constantly. And whether you want to think about menstruation or not, let's think about it for a second. Let's be real. This is a real part of our reality here. Women bleed, okay? They bleed. And with the amount of women that we have on this planet, this earth is in a constant state of being bled on, okay? There is no need for sacrifice. There is no need for war. And you already know this, right? You already know this. You wouldn't be aligned with my channel, with my messages, if you didn't already believe this. But Spirit just really wanted, for anybody who doesn't fully comprehend this, or for anybody who just needs something. I don't know who this is for. I don't know why, but whatever. It's just that she offers herself as the bleeding Lamb of God, okay? And there was a message coming through about the condor of the South, right? Being the unconscious, subconscious the hidden, right? So this is hidden knowledge, right? We're all taught that God is a man, right? Sky daddy, big guy in the sky with the beard and all that stuff. That's not what God is. God is so much more than that. God is unconditional love. But here in this reality with women, right? And I was also getting this energy of like the woman being under attack. And why not, right? Why not in a false matrix system or in a fear-based system would we praise the truth? Right? Why would we know any different? 555. Why would we know anything different than lies in a place that is built on lies? Why are women suppressed? Because the power within them. If women knew, right? If women knew the power that they had within them, there would be no separation. There would be no war, right? People were made to believe that they had to make sacrifices, right? Not knowing that because of the biology, and that was another thing that was coming up was biology. And this could be a trigger warning for some people as far as like the trans community, because I know, people have this argument of like trans women or women. And yeah, that's whatever. That's neither here nor there. I don't have a personal opinion on it. I could care less. But when it comes down to the actual factual biology and, you know, that a woman is a man that has a womb man, right? We can't deny that, right? And so we've gotten to this point where we can't deny the power that women have. We can't deny the fact that they are living, walking portals in which we manifest here. And Spirit, the Divine Mother, Sophia, wanted whoever to hear this, one, to know that she's with you always, two, to know that we as a collective are waking up this divine feminine energy within us, but also in doing so, allowing this sacred space for women to stand in their power, right? And to be living, walking, breathing temples of God, being living, breathing, walking vessels of God and portals. And we're all portals. Every single one of us are portals, right? In which we get to step through to experience this reality. But women are physical portals, their bodies, right? And so at the end of the day, this whole message is really just to encourage everybody to honor the women in their lives. I know we just had Mother's Day recently, and mothers are so important. The divine feminine energy is so important, and women literally come here to experience the pains of labor and be these physical living vessels and portals in which souls get to experience this reality. And I'm burping. Spirit's just saying that there's been an attack on bleeding women. There's been an attack on bleeding women. But because there are so many divine masculines that are waking up, that are truly protecting and providing for the women in their lives, you guys are putting your women on the pedestal, right? You're worshiping the divine feminine as she should be worshipped, and have let go of the idea that protection and provision is something that the divine feminine needs or that the woman needs, right? Because she's weak or incapable or whatever. But now you understand that the reason we're protecting and providing our women is because they're sacred, because they're precious, because they're valuable. We protect and we provide for the things that we value. And women are the most valuable and precious commodity that we have here. So I feel like I've just been rambling on, but I know at the end of the day, this will either activate, irritate, confirm, I don't know, entertain, I don't know what the heck. But either way, I this just was coming through. This energy was coming through me, and spirit was like, let them know, right? That she's here. She's bleeding through her daughters, the divine feminine, Sophia. She's been hidden. But no mo, right? No mo. She's coming up. She's coming up through each one of us in the collective, and then also through her daughters, the womb mans that are incarnated here right now. And yes, you're amazing, you're powerful, you're beautiful, you're needed. And the reason you feel called and you know that you're protecting and providing the women is because we are sacred and we're worthy of protection. We are the containers, 1111 as I look up, of the most sacred, unconditional love, right? And we all are, right? This is not to say that women are special, more special than men, or that women are more necessary or men are whatever. It's none of that. It's just purely energy. But as far as there being attack here on physical, biological women, they are the lambs of God. We are the lambs of God. And the more men that wake up to this and protect us, the more and more that Sophia, our divine mother energy, the sacred divine feminine, has an opportunity to be worshipped the way that she deserves to be worshipped. So there's that. I love you guys. You're amazing.